welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into some really interesting material.
We are. We're looking at the Harry Potter universe again, but specifically through the lens of Pottermore.
Right, that official site where J.K. Rowling dropped all sorts of extra details, backstories, things you don't get just from the books or films.
Exactly. And our mission today is really to dig into some of those surprising bits of lore, character histories, and even what happened after the main story.
Stuff straight from the source, which kind of adds new dimensions, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It deepens the whole world.
Okay, so where should we start? Maybe someone unexpected, like Professor McGonagall.
Good one. Yeah, we all see her as this stern, very proper figure at Hogwarts.
But Pottermore revealed something quite personal, didn't it, about her past?
It did. A really significant romantic relationship, actually, with a muggle.
Wow. Okay, so that must have been difficult.
Immensely. And the story goes that she ultimately chose her duty to the wizarding world over that love. A huge sacrifice.
And you have to think, that kind of heartbreak, well, it probably shaped her, didn't it? Yeah. That sternness might be partly protective armor.
I think so. It adds this layer of hidden sorrow, maybe. Makes her more human, you know?
Definitely. Okay, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about the Dursleys. Not exactly fan favorites.
Ha! No, definitely not. But again, Pottermore gives them a little more context. It's not just pure nastiness.
So Vernon apparently disliked James Potter right off the bat. Okay, maybe not that surprising.
No, but Petunia's story is the really interesting part. It turns out she secretly, desperately wanted to be a witch.
Really? So her resentment towards Lily, it wasn't just simple jealousy.
It was much deeper. It stemmed from being excluded, from wanting that magic herself and knowing she could never have it. She even wrote to Dumbledore, apparently.
Oh, wow. Asking to go to Hogwarts.
Yeah, but she didn't get an invitation, obviously. And that rejection, that longing, it just festered.
That almost makes them a bit tragic. Still awful people to Harry, but you see the root of it.
Exactly. Pain and resentment driving their behavior. Now, what about Slytherin House?
Ah, yes. The evil house. Pottermore tries to push back on that a bit, right?
It really does. It emphasizes the actual traits. Ambition, leadership, cunning, loyalty, things that aren't inherently bad.
And it points out some pretty notable Slytherins who weren't dark wizards.
Right, like Snape, who's complicated but ultimately pivotal, or Horace Slughorn, and even Merlin himself was supposedly a Slytherin.
Merlin, okay, that definitely challenges the stereotype.
And remember the Sorting Hat's own words about greatness coming from any house. Pottermore kind of reinforces that. Slytherin isn't just a villain factory.
Good point. Pottermore also fleshed out some of the magical beings more, didn't it? Like werewolves and vampires.
Yeah, it gave them more lore. Fenrir Greyback, for instance, isn't just a monster. He's used almost like a metaphor.
For prejudice, fear of the other.
Precisely. And werewolves in general face that stigma. Vampires too, actually. Pottermore notes they're quite marginalized in wizarding society, often excluded.
So it adds these layers of social commentary almost.
It does. It uses these magical elements to explore real-world themes of bias.
Interesting. What about something purely magical, like the Patronus charm? That beautiful protective spell.
Ah, the Patronus. Well, its origins are tied to some pretty dark stuff, actually.
Dark. How so?
It was invented specifically to combat Dementors. And Dementors, according to the lore, are literally born from despair, from intense sadness and grief.
So the ultimate defense against despair. Born from a need to fight it. Makes sense.
And the form it takes, that silvery animal, reflects your inner self, your soul, almost.
And it can change, right? Like Taunt's Patronus change.
Exactly. It changed form when she fell in love with Lupin, which shows how deep emotions, like love, can fundamentally alter even your core magical essence. It's quite profound.
It really is. Okay, one last area life after the final battle. Pottermore gave us some solid updates, not just that vague epilogue.
Yeah, some satisfying closures. We found out Hermione eventually became Minister for Magic. Quite fitting.
Absolutely. And Harry.
He went on to head the Auror office. Makes sense, fighting dark wizards.
And Ron. Did he join the ministry too?
No, Ron went to help George with Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, which also feels very Ron.
Definitely. And Neville.
Neville got perhaps one of the best gigs. He became the herbology professor at Hogwarts and lives there.
Oh, that's perfect for Neville. Full circle.
It really provides that sense of continuation, seeing where their paths led.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, it's clear Pottermore added so much texture, so many new ways to think about this world we thought we knew.
It truly did. It shows the universe is still alive, still evolving in a way.
Which leads to a final thought, really, for you listening.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. How do these extra details, these hidden backstories, maybe change how you view characters like McGonagall or Petunia or even Slytherin House? Does it reframe things for you?
And beyond Potter, what other hidden stories might be lurking just beneath the surface in other fictional worlds you love? Something to ponder.